Hello and welcome to the Literacy to Legacy Mentors Financial Freedom Education Series channel. Tonight, I am delighted to feature two young ladies who are mavericks in the co-working space industry, as well as in the industry of helping young adults, entrepreneurs, and professionals to hone their skills, make new friends, and actually be the best they can possibly be. So what I'd like to share with you tonight is this is the first anniversary of this group that was founded at HAYVN. HAYVN Co-working is based in Darien, Connecticut, and it is a space where you can meet with your clients and colleagues. You can actually rent space, have events, whatever you need to do to meet others and collaborate. And it's a very safe haven, I might add. So that's the very exciting piece of all of this, that this is a place where you can go and feel comfortable, meet people. It's like sitting in your own living room, which is extremely comfortable and welcoming. So tonight I want to introduce Leila Marlin, and she is the co-leader, if you will, of HAYVN Hype. And Catherine Gunya, we call her Kat, and she is the also co-leader of the HAYVN Hype. And tonight I just want to share with you about this really exciting, one of its kind, first anniversary again, organization, Hype. And it is something that is not really in its existence, that I have found anyway, anywhere in this region. So there is a tremendous potential here to not only gather like-minded colleagues and individuals ages 18 to 30, but also to really make a difference, not only in each other's careers, but also in the community at large. So I'm going to start with asking Leila, tell me what motivated you to join Hype, and anything else you might like to add about that experience.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us. It's really exciting for this opportunity, and you
Very
know,
welcome.
it was an amazing intro. Thank you. But yes, what motivated me originally is I am not actually from this area initially.
Mhm.
When I graduated from university, I came up to Connecticut and I kind of started my official career. And I found that it was very difficult in this day and age to kind of meet people very organically
Right.
and create genuine connection, that sort of thing. And that was something that I thought was lacking a little bit, is that genuine connection. I think
Hmm.
that the more that you collaborate with people, the more that you learn, the more that you grow, the more that you can, become a better version of yourself. And you do that through interacting with other people. And so when I
Absolutely.
came across HAYVN, and by extension Hype, it was just an amazing feeling. Just it's such an intimate and close knit, or it's such an intimate group in such a casual setting where everybody's just welcoming and warm, and there's always a new topic and a new speaker and something new to learn and somebody new to meet, and that's really what drew me to it initially.
That is fantastic. It sounds like a wonderful, wonderful first experience. And I'm so glad to see you've evolved into a leadership role. That's fantastic. Kat, do you have a similar experience?
Yeah, so I'm from this area, but my kind of game plan originally, I went to school in Scotland, and what I had originally wanted to do was graduate from my university in Scotland and then stay there
Of
and
course.
work in the UK for indefinitely.
Hmm.
Unfortunately, I had the poor luck of graduating into a pandemic.
Ah,
So
yes.
nobody wanted to sponsor work visas, and it was just a little more convenient to finish my degree over here, and I've stayed here ever since. So while I grew up here and I like technically knew people from Darien, it's a different ball game when you're an adult and when you're a young graduate,
Right.
and the people that you knew in high school and that you gelled with in high school, maybe it's not the same anymore. We do a lot of growing and changing in college.
Absolutely.
Um, and so I was kind of looking for a professional development group. I was looking for a place to meet other young professionals because it does get hard once you're out of college,
Hmm.
to meet people your age at places that aren't bars,
Right.
really.
Absolutely.
Um,
Mhm.
so
True.
I saw that Hype was starting last year, and I thought that it would be a good thing to try out.
Fantastic. Yes, just to reiterate, so glad to have you guys tonight. Amanda Miller, which could not be here tonight with us, she's actually the founder with Felicia Rubenstein, who is the founder of HAYVN Co-working. So together, they basically had a vision to start this organization for the very reasons that Leela and Kat have mentioned and more, to really give people, young people, a place other than bars and sports clubs, et cetera, to really have a meaningful conversation about a number of topics, whether it be their career, their own personal or professional development. And I just think it's one of the most exciting things. I actually wish I had it when I was younger. And I like to create environments like that now for even my own peers. So I'm very, very excited about this topic. As founding members, what do you think about that HAYVN Hype has given you? Like, what are the top 3 takeaways? Leela, you want to share a little bit about that with us?
Yeah, sure. So I think one of the takeaways we kind of mentioned was the motivating reason for being there is that connection aspect.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely that immediate sense of, oh, I can come here consistently. I can always meet a new face, have a new experience, that sort of thing. So that's definitely one takeaway, just that genuine sense of connection. I guess
Right.
another one for me would be the limitless opportunity to continue to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Because once you leave kind of a formal education setting, whether that be university or you have continued education, once you leave kind of that sphere, you're kind of left to your own devices to
Mm-hmm.
find your own experiences or pursue your own topics. Whereas the Hype actually has a calendar of different featured speakers that speak to the topics of their profession.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that you're going to be joining us later to talk about finances, and that's definitely a topic that I need to participate in. And it's just kind of giving you that more formal education on, we can Google anything,
Sure.
but having somebody that is a professional that can give you kind of a framework for you to start your Googling or continue
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
researching is amazing. And I guess like that third and final takeaway is also the consistency of it. I
Mm-hmm.
know that, as you get older and get more involved in careers and hobbies and, families and things like that, as life goes on, things get chaotic. And there's that joke that goes around where you're like, oh, having friends as an adult is like, oh, I'm not free next Tuesday. How about 3 Wednesdays from now? And then that person's like, oh no, how about 6 months from now? Whereas this one, it's a monthly meeting. You're always going to see them.
Right.
So it gives
That's
you
that's
that
an excellent
consistency.
point. Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. Those are really great feedback. Kat, do you have a similar experience?
Yeah, I think so. I think something that I would like to add, and this is something that I think I especially saw towards the end of the year last year, is when you give these young people, young professionals, a space to just kind of vent and talk to
Yes.
one another, that can also be really valuable. Because we all have icks with our job. We all have places where we're confused or we're stuck or we might have
Mm-hmm.
questions. And I think having a group, a safe space for you to vent or to talk about any difficulties you may be having in
Mm-hmm.
your job or in your career or in your job hunt,
Right.
um, is a really, really valuable thing. And it's kind of one of those things where, whatever happens in Hype and whatever is talked about in Hype stays in Hype,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
unless you expressly like say that you don't want it to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a very safe place to just let go, and to, if you have a problem, if you have a question, to come and not be judged, and also
Right.
to be heard,
Mm-hmm.
because chances are, if you have that issue or if you have that ick, somebody else in the group is going to have it.
Absolutely. I
And I
see
think
you
that's a
concurring
really
there, Leila.
valuable.
And I think I'm sensing, if I understand both of you correctly, in my own experience as well, that this is really a co-mentoring group of sorts. And for instance, there are many people from different types of lifestyles, careers, backgrounds. Like, how wicked cool is that? So meet new people that you would never really meet otherwise. And to your point, Kat, really feel it's okay to be okay and vulnerable, and air your whatever, and feel that you are safe. And I don't think there's anything more attractive than that, especially when you're young, because you don't have that many networks yet established, and this is your fledgling network, if you will, which could frankly last a lifetime. So that's actually going to lead me to the next question, and that is, what really motivated, prompted, guided you to become co-leaders, each of you? I'd be very curious to hear about that. Leila, you want to share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. So I had originally joined HAYVN in a professional capacity when I heard about Hype and what Amanda had kind of put together. was incredible for the reasons that we've listed already. But we also noticed that it was still very much in its inception. It was still very much
Mhm.
being created. And I know she pursued another opportunity and was looking for people to pass it on to. She reached out to Kat, who had been part of the organization longer. And then whenever I kind of heard that it was an opportunity to take on, when you have something that incredible that's giving as much as it gave, how could you not say yes?
Right.
Um, it was just, like I said, very much a blank slate where you can take and you can grow it in any direction. And we were getting feedback from the group, and we're looking to add more people each and every time, and we're looking at expanding programming, and we're looking at pursuing volunteer opportunities. And there's just, the sky's the limit.
That's
And
fantastic.
I really look forward to seeing what it becomes. And
Mhm.
when you have that level of potential, how could you not be part of it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think you both are tremendous leaders, as I know you, and I think you're going to add an enormous amount of value, not only to your own lives and careers, but to those of not only many other members, but also the community. Because I know you had talked about just now, maybe doing some community service, and it sounds like you may be doing Habitat for Humanity, for instance. Like,
Yes,
how incredibly cool is that? I love that. Kat, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so as Leila mentioned, I was approached by Amanda, the founder and the previous leader of Hype, um, kind of midway to two-thirds of the way through the end of last year, where she was like, "Look, I don't have the bandwidth to host this anymore."
Right.
She also lives a decent distance from HAYVN, so it wasn't like the commute wasn't necessarily realistic
Okay.
for her. So she approached me and had asked me if I would like to take over, and I think for me, hype was such an important thing where it's like, as we've said, it's a monthly meeting. There's some consistency there. And it's a place for young professionals to meet one another. And even if nothing else, to just meet other people around your age.
Right, of course.
And for me, just having that piece, like forget the professional development, forget everything else, like
Mhm.
just having that piece of that like safe and not alcohol adjacent
Right, right.
space to meet people my age and to develop new connections was such an important thing to me that I wanted to be able to provide that opportunity for other people and to make sure that we didn't lose that at HAYVN.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
that was really,
Thank
I
you.
think, my core motivation. Um, yeah, in terms of growth, I think Leila and I are very much aligned. We definitely want to get more into volunteering and to spread, not to have HAYVN be such an insular group, to also
Right, of
spread
course.
our wings and to give back to the community. Because I know that that's something that Felicia, the founder of HAYVN, is very into, and that's something that we're also very into.
Absolutely. And I think
Yeah.
it's a symbiotic relationship really between her, Haven, obviously, Felicia's whole mission and vision, that of Amanda and yourselves. I think there's tremendous potential here to expand this outside of even Fairfield County. There may be opportunity to use this model as a model for the United States. I mean, I see very big opportunities here because this is so maverick of a concept that as you said, Leila, the sky's the limit. But I also think that it has so much potential to really, excuse the expression, but groom young people to be the professionals and people at the best they can be. Where else are you going to get that? Really? And I know, growing up, we had different organizations, whether it be church or sports groups and things along those lines. But I think here you're bringing together a mix of all different people, all different backgrounds, different professions. And the nice thing also is that you're layering on professionals such as myself as a personal finance educator and mentor. I might add that the next speaker on the I have it here, the 23rd of March her name is Elle, I believe, or Ellie Littlefield. She'll be talking about fast forwarding your job search and all the top tips to increase mobility and reduce career stress. So that's exciting. And who doesn't need that? And then I'll be talking about 10 life-changing money tips to move and master your 20s. So I do happen to have a 21-year-old, so I'm right in that sweet spot, and learning and teaching and growing with her and with both of you, and seeing really what are your needs and how can we as peers and more senior people help to foster the growth of not only the organization, but as you as individuals. You know, I think we have a responsibility as well as a member of HAYVN and also as a member of the community. So I'm very, very excited about this. Also, let's talk a little bit about, there's a special membership offer. Did one of you want to talk about the membership offer to potential new people who are listening?
Yeah, sure. So HAYVN offers like a regular membership that gets access to all of their social engagements, but HAYVN Hype also has a specific junior membership. So people under 30 who are, a little bit more budget conscious,
Sure.
just entering the career field. And so they actually offer a junior membership. And so that still gets you access to all of the different HAYVN social networking events that are have, as well as all of the hype group entry, and that is $45 a month.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
and that
fantastic
is
deal.
different. That's if you pay per event and you
Mhm.
decide you don't want to get the membership, it is $20 per event. So depending
Good.
on whether or not you would like to have that HAYVN social magic happen,
Mhm.
how many HAYVN other events you think you would like to go to, that $45 a month fee for the junior social membership can be such a great value.
Oh, absolutely. And having just come off HAYVN Hatch, which is a semi-annual event for entrepreneurs looking for seed money to build and grow their companies. The nice thing about that too is that as you are hinged, if you will, to the bigger entity, the bigger organization, HAYVN Co-working, it gives also an entrepreneurs the opportunity to see what other people and ventures they can follow and opportunities they can pursue that frankly they may not be even aware that are available if they weren't part of hype.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hype
So
very much acts as a doorway to a lot of different opportunities and a lot of different networking opportunities. Just again, it just works as a doorway that people can find, walk through, and then you never know what you're going to see on the other side.
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
And something I'd like to add too is that being a full-fledged member of HAYVN, one of the things that was really interesting to me when I was just like really just starting out in my professional career,
Hmm.
was hearing the stories of a lot of the other members, the older members at
Hmm.
HAYVN, where when you're just graduated college, when you're in your first few years of your career, you don't really necessarily know what's going on. And you're like, well, what
Right.
if I choose something that I don't like, or like, I got this degree and like maybe you find out, hey, this isn't really gelling with what I actually want to do.
Hmm.
Um, and hearing those stories of a lot of the members started in the corporate world or started in some other field and
Hmm.
they've migrated, and just hearing their stories and hearing how they've developed and what they've done has been really, really interesting and has really changed the way that I think about work,
Well, that's
and
good.
my own path and my own career moving forward. So, where
Great
I
point.
am now is not where I see myself in 10 years.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's been really, really fantastic to have.
Oh, that's a tremendous point. Thank you so much for mentioning that. And I'm sure, Leila, you feel the same way, that you're getting the exposure to people. I love the storytelling, and that's the beauty of community and connection, that you really become almost an extended family of sorts. That's my sense of it anyway. And that's my experience also. You know, you make some of the best friends there. You've made tremendous connections professionally, and the stories are fun and exciting and interesting. And as you're learning and growing through this experience, other people are coming in constantly to become members or to present. So I really do think that I am not a raving HAYVN fan by accident. So if I could say that 3 times fast. Anyway, wanted to thank you so very much, both of you, for coming in this evening. I'm delighted to have you. I'm excited to be part of this. As again, I'll be speaking on April 20th from 6 to 7:30 on 10 life-changing money moves to master in your 20s and more. So we hope to see you then, and at L Littlefield's event as well on March 23rd. And there is a tremendous lineup. The link is below, so please do click it and sign up, and we'd love to see you. And thank you so very much again for joining us tonight. And I wish you all the best in all of your respective pursuits, and have fun. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Absolutely. All righty.